1st, 1914. After the assassination of Prince Franz Ferdinand of the Austro-Hungarian Empire, the German Empire declares war on Russia. Because of established alliances, France is preparing for conflict. A few hours after the announcement of the general mobilization, German civilians living in France are asked to leave the country. Karl is one of them. A few days after Karl was deported, the war was hungry for more and took away Emil as well. A heavy-hearted Emil was called up to fight and left the farm for San Miguel. Like so many others, he had no idea what fate had in store for him.
Welcome back, everyone. We're playing Valiant Hearts. This is a World War I side-swiper game. I've played this before, so I know a fair amount about it. It's an absolutely wonderful game. I fell in love with it the first time I played it. You get really involved with the characters, and the development is just absolutely amazing. And it really pulls at the heartstrings at times. But I figured today would be one of the best days, if not the really appropriate day to do the first episode, even if it's just one of this game, because today is actually the 100th anniversary of the Battle of Somme, which is a river in France, if you weren't aware. And it was the bloodiest battle of World War I. Something like 1 million men died or were wounded during this battle. And it was also one of the bloodiest battles in human history, just because of that sheer number of men that fought in it. And it started July 1st and ended like mid-November, I believe. It was like November 18th, maybe. Anyways, so today's that anniversary. It's 100th anniversary. It was also a significant victory for the U.S., France, and Britain, because it pushed the Germans back 6 miles behind their own lines, which was the most any side had pushed since 1914, 2 years prior. But we're going to go put up this flag. You'll see it in a minute. It's coming up. Just wait. Right there. We're going to put that flag up, and we're going to see what the game has in store with us, and then in store for us, and then we will continue.
My dear Marie, we are on our way to Paris. The atmosphere here is strangely cheerful. I hope that the harvest goes well. Rely on our neighbors for help. They've always been gracious and charitable people. I'll write again as soon as I get my assignment. Please kiss my little grandson for me.
At the train depot in Paris, trying to reach his regiment at Platform 21, Emil would meet the man he would soon fight alongside. The man who would come to be his truest friend.
Alright, so we're actually just going to talk about the game now. I think that little background on the Battle of Somme and why I'm doing this video today is enough for now. But as I said, this is a side swiper. It's also a bit of a puzzle game. You kind of have to figure out your way through it. As you can see, we're playing Emil right now, and we gotta collect certain things to bribe the guards, or get people to move out of our way so we can move on. But not in a move on as in a bad way. This whole game is just an experience. As you can see, it's quite stylized. It's very comic book like. So we have to actually make these musicians play in the correct order to get the guy by the ladder to move. Otherwise, they'll stop playing, and then we have to try again. But the guy moves out of the way of the ladder, and then we can go up, and we can actually hit the other lever that's in the conductor's cabin to make those guys move, so we can meet up with Freddy. But yeah, so this game is very stylized. It's very comic book like, and it's beautiful in its own way. There's detail in areas, and then there's not so much detail in others, but it's so beautiful, and it's beautiful in its own right. I cannot describe how much I love the stylization of this game. I don't actually know why they were picking on Freddy.
August 21st, 1914. Emil's regiment was sent to fight against the 71st German Division, led by Baron von Dorf. The general cheer of the first hours dissipated into the fear of first combat.
So yeah, it's a pretty simple game. There are a couple things that you have to kind of work your way through, but mostly it's just moving from one part to the next. And every little playable part is just kind of like a tool to get the next little bit of story. And every little playable part is kind of its own way to tell you a little bit of the story. You get a lot of it out of the cutscenes themselves with the narrator. And this game is narrated. And I died. Good. I'll try this one more time. But yeah, this game's... the narration in it is absolutely wonderful. They're convincing, and they put a lot of emotion into it. This game wouldn't have the same effect if those narrators were just talking monotonous. If they had a monotone voice, it wouldn't be the same. They put a lot of emotion into it, and it just made this game just that much better. So if you haven't figured it out already, I'm trying to avoid the black dots that keep appearing. Those are bombs. And if you're like me, you don't just have to be like me. If you're any sensible human being, you don't want to get blown up by a bomb. And if you do, you probably seek help. But at any rate, that's all for today, guys. We'll see what happens to Emil next time. Thanks for watching.